Hello everyone, welcome to this video, which is created in collaboration with the global testing community and the Idea Pool community. This is the API test automation framework in 10 minutes, and my name is Sándor Orosz. I'm a software test automation engineer at EPAM, and in this video I would like to show you a lightweight configuration of an API testing framework, and I would like to invite you to our zedconf photo challenge as well. Let me briefly show you how to initialize the project from 0 to hero. Sure, the time is short, but I promise you will get the skeleton repository, and you can also check this out, and you can even participate in our photo challenge, which is about solving a simple task based on this video and sharing the screenshot about your solution. So let's start and have fun together. Our goal is to set up a tiny API testing framework, and therefore now I'm going to set up a Node.js project to initialize the project. So let me open a command line and create a folder for the framework files. I already prepared this, and I would go for the npm init command. This is the fastest way to initialize our npm package with some default values. Well, my initial package.json file has been successfully created, containing some basic information about this project. To achieve our goal, I must add some tools to our nice wrapper framework. Please look at this slide. This is the list of the tools I'm going to install and use for now. Briefly about the main components. So the test execution framework is Mocha. For the sessions, I'm going to use the chai session library. The Axios is responsible for the HTTPS request. I would like to install them in a one go, so let me do this way. I need the Axios, the chai, and the Mocha. You may know how to use the Axios package, but I will talk about a bit more during the introduction of the challenge. Let me check what we have. Okay, we have the required dependencies here. To create our first running tests, I would like to add a folder to store them somewhere. This is the test folder, and let me open a code editor to continue. Okay, well, within this folder I am creating a new file, which is sample.spec.js. Opening this file, I can start to implement my very first test. So here is a basic test suite, just to simply demonstrate that we are on a good track. Okay, we already have some dummy tests, so the only thing to do is somehow executing them. I've added the retrace function of Mocha as a trick to stabilize flickering results. To execute tests of the test folder, I must configure the execution framework itself. To do this, I will configure my npm scripts within the package.json file, and I can simply overwrite the test script, and I can simply say Mocha to run my tests. Let's check it together. Well, tests are running. Okay, at this stage we have a tiny setup and some running tests. My customer is just winging me that this is cool, but he wants to see some more talkative reports. And responding to this, I would add reporting possibilities to my configuration, and let's install the mock fson package. In the meantime, I just would like to update the test execution script by adding some reporting related switchers. So this is already pre-configured for me. Let me just add it. Let's see what we have. After running my tests, a new folder should be created in my project folder. So let's check this. Well, as you can see, the report folder just appeared, and we can quickly check them. I have a nice HTML file. Let me open it and check what is the content. As you can see, we have a nice and well-structured report. So we have stable tests and reports as well. The framework is basically done. Now I am looking for a real-life task. On the web, you can find a bunch of open APIs for testing or prototyping purposes. My decision was to use the API of the Spotify. After a quick registration, you can get the necessary rights to the services of the Spotify, like checking some authors, albums, and so on. I have already prepared a skeleton repository to you to accelerate the work on this challenge, and the repository is available on the GitHub of Ideapool community. First of all, let's clone the repository and install the dependencies. Since the Spotify API requires a token to work with the API, please find the detailed description of the token creation within the repository. So there is a spotify.md readme file within the to-do folder of this repo, and please read it carefully and follow the instructions to set up the access to the authentication. Okay, let's open in a code editor. The to-do folder contains all the necessary information and the readme file I already mentioned, and there is a handler script which is prepared by me. So the only thing to do is to set up your credentials as environment variable according to the instructions of the readme file. So how to start working on the task? This solution uses an additional tool, the Axios, which is a promise-based HTTP client for the browser and Node.js. Here we can use to create our requests in a structured way. So let me briefly introduce the Axios itself. So for this task, I would like to quickly show you how to start working on this. Axios has a great feature to set up the basic structure of your API you want to use, and then you can simply use an instance of this configuration. This is already available in the repository. And now I'm going to create a new spec file for my tests. I have some items to include in this file to support my testing activities. Let me open it. Well, I need the expect from chai, the init from my configuration to create the Spotify Axios instance. I might need some helper library to validate the HTTP response, like HTTP status codes. And besides this, I need a before hook for the initialization. You can find some example endpoint in the task. I'm checking now the artist endpoint with an artist ID, and I need a test suite containing my Spotify tests. Okay, on the developer side of the Spotify, let's check how to get an artist. I just need the basic configuration and an ID itself. Let's check this out. I need a token and try it, and I have a nice response. We will write some tests to test this functionality. As an example, I would like to check if I can get proper response after searching for an artist, and I am creating the call using my pre-configured Spotify Axios instance. Okay, we have implemented some tests, some basic scenarios to check if the API works properly, and now it's time to execute them. I'm gonna use the npm test command. Okay, everything looks fine, and let's check our report. Looks pretty good. Okay, let me add some instructions to the challenge itself. So based on this, I think you can go through the task implementation and implement some actual tests. Since we have no actual requirement, you can test anything you wish. Visit the website, I mean the GitHub of the idea pool community. Check out the zedconf challenge repository, clone it, install the dependencies, check out the new branch with your first name and last name, and implement your tests. And share a screenshot of the implemented tests and the report. Commit your changes, push your code, open a pull request, and of course, celebrate success. And I would like to add some tips to the usage of social media. So you can create a screenshot like this using this layout, showing the implementation and some test reports next to each other. And of course, do not forget about the hashtag zedconf and hashtag adaptbyzed tags. Well, I think I have nothing else to say. Expect saying thank you to Idea Pool and the global testing community. And of course, thank you for watching this video. Good luck!